Well, this is great.
Having some trouble there, Geralt?
I wanted to replace the clasp on my gauntlet, but I can't quite get the blasted thing to stay.
Here, let me try.
Oh, look at that. You got a real knack for these things. Thanks, kid.
I'm surprised you've survived this long with those ham hands.
Being a good mercenary isn't all about dexterity, you know? Besides, when you've lived as long as I have, your body just doesn't work as well as it used to. Trust me.
You don't look that old to me.
You can't judge a book by its cover. I might not look it, but I'm practically an ancient tome. Not to mention I've lived pretty hard. Might just be a gut feeling, but I've started feeling like the goddess might call me to her side before long.
Come on, it's not like you're at death's door. Besides, you really think the goddess would be calling you of all people?
You don't hold anything back, do you? If the goddess won't have me, then I'll just have to make do in hell.
Do you think you'd have any regrets if you died right now?
Not one. Except maybe living too long.
What about leaving your kid behind?
Can't say I wouldn't be worried, especially because that kid isn't exactly normal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Your kid sure likes to think out loud. Though, I guess I don't have room to talk.
It's a weird habit. Almost like there's someone else there. Just a personal quirk, I guess. Makes it tough to find friends, though. In that sense, I'm glad we're here. There's tons of young folks around. And maybe the kid'll take a shine to you, since you're both mercenaries.
Who knows? I've been hoping we could talk more at least.
Is that so? I'm glad to hear you say that. Takes a load off my mind.
Now you really sound like a dad.
It's almost like he's a dad.
I was never much of a parent, but I do worry all the same. You know, I think we were meant to end up on the same side. Will you do me a favor and look after my kid?
Did you just ask me to date your daughter? What a dad.
When you put it that way, it really does sound like you're about to die.
Hey, it's possible. Tomorrow's never guaranteed in this line of work. I meant what I said. Can I count on you?
Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna refuse a dying man's wish after all.
Pretty good A rank. I like it. I'm here for it. So we have your A rank with Byleth, your A rank with Edelgard, and then basically your A rank with Geralt. Do I want to get your A rank with Lysithea, Mercedes, or Yuri? Like, if we weren't at the very end of the game, I would be like, yeah, why wouldn't I? But because we're at the very end of the game, I'm like, you know, we can kind of like... We don't need to see every single support. Let's do Dorothea and Edelgard real quick, and then I'm going to look if there's anything else we can do before doing the rest of the supports.
Interesting theory. I'll have to make a mental note of that.
Isn't it a bit late to be studying, Dorothea?
Hi there, Edie. Looks like I'm not the only one burning the midnight oil. You should get to bed. All-nighters are the bane of clear skin, you know.
I assume that also applies to you.
What can I say? You all work so hard, I figured I should dedicate myself to my studies. Especially when it comes to strategy and tactics. Those are real blind spots for me.
You would have had a chance to learn them if we'd remained at the Officers' Academy. I suppose you missed out on all sorts of experiences now that I think about it.
Edie, please.
No, wait. My decision and my actions are partly to blame for robbing you of those opportunities. I feel I owe you an apology for that.
You did what you thought was right. And anyway, it's not like any of us saw all these problems with the Kingdom and Alliance coming.
Yes, but...
Look, I admit I may have been a little sad when the Academy went on hiatus. I mean, I worked my tail off to get into that place. It was hard. Really hard. Oh, and when the school shut down, there went my best chance of finding Mr. Right. Or Miss.
I knew it was upsetting you. Dorothea, I am truly, deeply sorry.
Hold on, Edie. Let me finish. I was about to say that if we did stay at the Academy, you would have been terribly unhappy. You'd have had all this gloom and uncertainty hanging over you about your father and the future of the Empire. I think it might have broken you.
A slight exaggeration, wouldn't you say?
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're free of that torment, and can now work towards building the world you envision. I like this new life working under you. It suits me.
Please don't say that. The part about you working under me, I mean. I like to think we work side by side and hand in hand. You are always a tremendous help to me. I consider you a dear friend, and I say that not just as the Emperor, but as a peer.
Thanks, Sadie. Do you mind if I take that and run with it? Dorothea, dearest friend of the Emperor, has a really nice ring to it. I was fine with Dorothea the mystical songstress, but this new title has a real warmth and dignity thing going on.
In that case, allow me to meet you halfway. Henceforth, I shall be known as Emperor Edelgard, dearest friend of the songstress.
Oh, no, that'll never do. Because if you do that, it would make me dearest friend of the dearest friend of the songstress.
Well, we certainly can't have that. How about you just promise not to be a stranger, Whatever the rest of the world demands, I want the two of us to always be there for each other.
I would like that very much indeed.
You denied Dorothea the chance to realize that she was meant to be with Felix, Edelgard. How could you? How could you? Could still get Dorothea to A rank with Caspar. That's pretty doable. We're not going to be getting Dorothea to A rank with Ferdinand or Petra. I don't really care about getting her B rank with Hubert for her to just have one conversation with Hubert. I'm mostly like, I'm aiming for like A ranks. I'm aiming for whatever last second A ranks I could get. I would really like to get Edelgard's A rank with Ferdinand and Bernadetta because that seems very doable. We have her A rank with Yuriza, which is very good. And I have almost gotten all of these A ranks caught up as well. So let's go ahead and do Edelgard and Yuriza then and get that knocked out as well.
Bored, are we?
Training is useless. Swords are for killing.
I can see why you'd find it vexing. To you, real battles are a source of sustenance. It's easy to forget how some people welcome this war, especially the Death Knight.
Without the war, I would just be killing someone less deserving. When it ends, our contract expires. Then I face my punishment.
You're still adamant about that? I agree that, circumstances aside, a crime like yours warrants some kind of punishment. But there are other ways to go about it. For example, you could atone for your sins by doing good in the world. Or is anything less than perdition off the table?
I vaguely remember the word perdition, but I don't remember what it means. What's the definition of perdition, chat?
It's not as if the members of House Bartels were completely innocent, after all.
That is what you want, not me. It is my future. I choose how I live and die.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you'll be leaving us, but I do respect your resolve. I'm pleased you're choosing to live and face the consequences, instead of taking the Craven's way out.
Let them lock me up. And if I'm ever forgiven, this is my path. If I die in a cell, so be it.
Well, whatever you seek for yourself, I hope you find it. I truly do. We all deserve to be the architects of our own lives. I believe that so fiercely that I started a war to remake the world under that ideal.
You did so much for me. I'm sorry it came to this.
Don't apologize. If anything, I'm grateful. Thank you, Emil. I mean, Yuriza. Ah, so I won't get scolded for saying the wrong name? That's a step forward. Whatever you and I expect from tomorrow, we have to keep fighting for it. Are you with me?
I am.
I really like that support. I really like Yuriza. I think Yuriza is a really neat character. Really cool dude. I like him. Perdition means eternal punishment. I see. Alright, so now we have Rogue and Edelgard's A rank. I think that's going to be the very last one I do before we do the final chapter. We have Rogue and Byleth's A rank. There are a bunch of other A ranks I could get. We're definitely going to get Rogue and Yuriza's without a doubt. Maybe Rogue and Mercedes. I kind of like Yuri. Maybe I want to get Yuri's A rank. Definitely I'm going to pass on Constance. Obviously, I don't care at all about Manuela. Probably going to don't care about Ash. Probably going to pass on getting Lysithia's A rank just because, you know, we're at the end here. At that point, I'm going to be, like, trying to get every single one. I definitely want to try to get Edelgard's A rank with Ferdinand and Bernadetta if I can. Yeah, Edelgard's A rank with Ferdinand and Bernadetta, and then that might be it. I do wish I could have gotten Ferdinand's B and A rank with Hubert, maybe. And maybe even Dorothea. I feel like Dorothea and Ferdinand had a pretty good A, B, C, B, and A rank in 3 houses. I don't really need a rehash of them, of all characters. I don't think Caspar has anyone else I want to get Caspar and Dorothea, and I'd like to get Caspar and Petra at A rank too, if I could. But I mean, there's only going to be so many we can get here. I don't think Bernadetta had any more other than Edelgard that I was really looking at. Would have been nice to have seen her supports with Marianne, but whatever. You still in your first playthrough? Yeah. I think I'm gonna go spend the last of my money at the blacksmith here.
Need something?
To boost up the new things we got. There goes all of my umbral steel.
Is this it?
Nature Bender. Boost those, and this needs Mithril.
Is this it?
Boost that bad boy up. And then let me see Amir. Way on up here. Should have gone the other way. I have so many weapons that I'm not using. It's kind of like already better than Labronda, even without being buffed at all. Use all this Agarthium. Now it's definitely better than Labronda. That'll probably do. Bernie and Marianne supports are very nice. Shame you won't get to see him. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, I feel like that's kind of how it goes with basically every Fire Emblem game. Unless you're, like, hard trying to be like, I'm going out of my way to get every single support available. You're always going to miss out on some. All the more reason for people watching to get the game yourself. And if you were like, man, that's the one I really wanted to see, get the game yourself and get it in your own playthrough. This game is great. Heavily recommend. Heavily, heavily recommend. Labronda, you've served us very well. Goodbye. And then probably I get rid of Armored Strike for Raging Storm. Yeah, because it's also large. Conjure up a whirlwind to fire straight ahead. Fire and breaks the weak bar. Or breaks guard, I'm not sure. Raging Storm, very neat. Get it at the very end of the playthrough. Alright. I don't really, I'm thinking if I want to, like, do a paralogue, or if I want to go back and do any other fights, but I'm going to be real with you, if this is the final battle of the game, I kind of just, like, I just want to get all the supports done and then do the last fight, and then, you know, call it there, be like, we've done it. Game, set, match. Let's get Edelgard. Is it just Edelgard and Hubert's A rank is all Hubert has here? Oh, I do want to get Hubert and Monica's A rank, because they're right there. I would have liked to have gotten Hubert's A rank with Lysithia, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let's do his A rank with Edelgard real quick.
Hubert, what do you make of the Ashen Demon?
Aside from having proven to be both impossibly powerful and a constant thorn in our side, correction, was a constant thorn in our side. I must admit, the little terror has put in some fine work for the Empire recently.
We're fortunate to have gained so powerful an ally.
Why do you bring this up, Your Majesty? Is there something on your mind?
I'm not entirely sure myself. My apologies, Hubert. Pay me no mind. Like as not, I am overthinking the situation.
Surely you realize that telling me to pay this no mind only gives me greater cause for concern?
I didn't mean to worry you. I'm simply having trouble putting this feeling into words. I just felt... I don't know. As if something was drawing me to the Ashen Demon. I wonder, could it be the influence of my crest?
Your crest? Now I am truly becoming concerned.
Forget it. Whatever it means, we don't need to find out right away. We've a war to win first.
As you wish, Your Majesty. So long as you realize I will be taking the liberty to investigate this most thoroughly.
I thought you might say as much. Do as you must. Honestly, Hubert, you never change, do you? When I emerged from beneath the palace all those years ago, you acted as though nothing had happened. Do not worry, you said. I took the liberty to investigate while you were indisposed.
Edelgard, good impersonation. However, Balthus definitely has you beat.
For the record, my blood was boiling. However, as there were others present, I kept still my tongue. I could not risk showing my anger, lest they find a way to turn it against you. My role to play is the cold, crafty, unreadable servant. I am happy with the casting. So let us leave it at that.
I'm certain you are. But just once I'd like to see our roles reversed.
Your Majesty, you cannot possibly be serious.
Not in the slightest. I'm well aware I am not cut out for the kind of work you do.
Nonsense. There is nothing beyond your capability. That said, I prefer you best when you are the one in charge. Command me as you see fit. No matter how daunting or impossible the task may be, I will come through every time without fail.
Thank you, Hubert. It's good to know that I can always rely on you.
That was a really good support. I really like the start of it where Edelgard was like, she felt compelled towards Byleth. That was really nice. Really good support there. Big fan. So the only supports I have right now are me with Edelgard and me with Byleth. So we need to... Chores are going to be the best way to get our supports up. And actually, really quickly, let's go trade in some stuff, because I don't have the chore thing maxed out. Let's actually go trade in smithing stones to max out the chore thing to that end. Quality building, basic furnishings, and then luxurious furnishings. Alright.
Let me know if I may be of further
Quality building,
service.
basic furnish, luxurious furnish.
Good day to you.
Let me do this real fast.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Quality building material. I need 9. And then basic furnishings, I need 7. And then luxurious, I need 5.
Everything has its use.
Whoop.
Good day to you.
Throw presents at them. I'm worried about getting stuff with, like, Edelgard to other characters, not my main character, and then we can just throw gifts. Hey, Jet, what's happening? Putting this on in the background to give you another viewer. Thank you. I'm at the very end of the game, Jet. I didn't think I'd be finishing the game today, but it turns out I'm on the last chapter. I'm a little worried that the game is going to end a little too soon for my tastes. But still, I've had a great time. It's been awesome, and I just hope they give a good ending. It won't 100% quench all of my hunger for more stuff they could have done in the story, but that's how it was in Three Houses as well, so what are you going to do?
Care to make yourself useful?
Alright. We want to get supports with Edelgard to other characters. Edelgard still needs points with Bernadetta.